Hey folks, what's flocking? I hope you are doing well. So today I'm gonna talk about this unreleased Spongebob movie that got leaked on Twitter yesterday. I kid you not. Somehow this Twitter user came across a Spongebob movie that was gonna be released soon within this year or next year, and they just uploaded it, the whole thing, onto a video post on the Twitter feed. Just saying that makes me feel like I'm gonna be on the FBI list just as much as this guy. So this movie that I'm talking about in particular is the SpongeBob spin-off movie that revolves around one of the main characters in the show, Sandy Cheeks, the little smart squirrel that lives under the tree dome of hers. She's an afro squirrel from Texas and is living under the sea and doing experiments in her tree dome and helps out the Bikini Bottom in any way. You can tell who this character is just by looking at her, either when she's wearing that astronaut suit in the ocean or when she's half naked in a upskirt and bra piece in her tree dome. Just saying that second part makes me feel like she isn't immune to the whole Rule 34 treatment, but we're not going to get into that part right now. Anyways, the writers at Nickelodeon came up with a new idea for a SpongeBob movie after the third one, Sponge on the Run, I think. This spin-off is supposed to be centered around Sandy. It's directed by Lisa Johnson, and it's supposed to be a hybrid live-action animated feature, kind of like how they did it in the second and third movie. It's just SpongeBob walking around the real world without having the laws of physics applied to him when he starts to get dried up like a prune when he's in the sun and heat in the areas that he is in. Because in that iconic episode, Tea at the Tree Dome, he goes in the Sandy's tree dome without the water helmet and he starts to get all brittled up. There's that logic in the show, but they don't apply it into the movies. But hey, it's a kid's movie. I don't want to ruin it for the little ones, okay? I'll just accept that retcon and move on. But they said that the movie was going to release in 2023, but they pushed it back to 2024. There wasn't a real reason why they delayed the movie, but I have a good feeling it was incurred by the Writers and Actor Guild strikes, because that time had a big impact on the movie industry, and kids' movies, they weren't an exception. So yeah, this whole movie was supposed to come out this year, but somehow it got leaked on the Twitter yesterday. When I first heard about it, I was like, whoa, who had the big nuts to pull this off? I use that term ironically here because this movie has Sandy Cheeks in it. It centers around her. Do you see my joke there? Ha 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 ha. This whole movie was posted by a user called Douche, and he captioned it, "Fuck it, full SpongeBob SquarePants, saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie leak." I just want to put this in here. As of now, the whole SpongeBob leaked movie was taken down, most likely by a copyright strike from Nickelodeon or Viacom CBS or whatever the heck the company that has the exclusive rights to this movie. But this guy right here, he literally leaked the entire unreleased SpongeBob movie of Sandy Cheeks onto Twitter. And Twitter is like a socially record-breaking platform if you can make the right post. And this guy really did get it. He got like 500,000 views and 1,000 likes from it. Imagine that. All that publicity because he leaked a movie onto Twitter. Now my first reaction was, hey, this might be a troll account or something. He might be clickbaiting us into something that might not be the actual movie. It could have been like a 1-hour Rickroll video or something, but this was legit. It was the fully rendered hybrid live-action CGI SpongeBob spin-off movie. There was no behind-the-scenes and progress kind of stuff. There wasn't like the T-poses of Sandy and SpongeBob walking around the real-life camera or whatever. This was the real deal. They had it all finished and ready to release. And somehow this Deuce guy managed to get a hold of it and release it to the public on Twitter. I was lucky enough to come by it. I watched like up to 3/4 of the movie until it got hit with the copyright strike and had to get taken down. Now I just want to say a few things. Firstly, I'm not gonna say what happens because aside from giving away spoilers to those that might actually be interested in watching the movie is bad enough, it could also give me a copyright strike, and that's the last thing I want. But I will say this, the editing in the movie really does give off that hybrid live action CGI theme. Given that this was their idea, I think they polished a little more on the CGI animation than they did in the live action. Some of the scenes that had the live action sequences felt a little choppy. It's a Nickelodeon movie, and let's just say that they haven't really upgraded to today's special effects software or techniques. If only they could go back to the 90s. It was a classic era for Nickelodeon. No reliance on CGI live action hybrids, just pure animation, and that's how they made everyone's childhood. It made my childhood for sure. But the voice acting and story was kind of amusing. They didn't really stretch the plot with multiple scenarios. They just kept it into one long-ass line. They just kept it straight with the main story of Sandy and Spongebob while also giving awareness to the other characters that are in trouble, that get scooped up out of the ocean by the evil CEO and what her plan is to do with them. And SpongeBob and Sandy gotta save them. Well, at least that's what the IMDb says. For the most part, though, I thought it was a really interesting movie. I would recommend it to your kids. It literally has SpongeBob in it. Now, I want to get to the part that I'm more interested in. How did this guy get his hands on the unreleased SpongeBob movie to begin with? Literally, he leaked something that wasn't ready for the public yet. I'm surprised how the FBI didn't come knocking on his doorstep and raid the guy's computer drive to see if he has any more private copies of finished movies that he might have to leak on the Twitter. People on the original post memed on him, saying that the FBI is gonna raid him, look out for those black vans, you're gonna go to court for copyright infringement. This might be a laugh for the people in the comments, but this is a legit copyright infringement. I know this might be a kids movie we're talking about, but this is a funded and time-developed project for a major company. They want to release this movie to the streaming platform so that they can increase the revenue for Nickelodeon or gain a portion of the earnings that Netflix will make by attracting viewers that could be drawn into this new SpongeBob movie. But now this Twitter leaker is throwing it away for these people that worked hard on this movie. And for what reason? I don't know. Maybe he really wanted the Twitter views, likes, and reposts, but that's not for me to assume. What I can say is, this Deuce guy is most likely going to be sued by Viacom, CBS, or Netflix, or whoever for copyright infringement. And it's pretty serious to think about it. They have a whole copyright act about it. And a conviction under the act could bring a maximum fine of $25,000 and or up to 6 months in jail. While a conviction by indictment could lead to a maximum fine of $1 million and or up to 5 years in jail. You hear that? This Twitter leaker could get charged by up to $1 million and go to prison for 5 years because of him leaking the SpongeBob spin-off movie. It sounds pretty serious, but the most ridiculous part is that he leaked it onto Twitter. And you know how Twitter is. It's a nest for people that like to scroll on the web. They see a SpongeBob movie leak on the trends, they're more or less gonna click on it. That's just how the algorithm works, man. Honestly, I will never find out the reason why this Deuce guy truly leaked the SpongeBob spin-off movie or how he managed to get a hold of the unreleased copy, but I would not be surprised if he got sued for copyright infringement. It's one thing to leak someone's DM on the Twitter publicly, but to leak a project from a mega animation company? You're gonna get more than just a slap on the wrist, my guy. I mean, take a look at what they did to the GTA 6 leaker. They got him locked in a prison hospital for life. Lord knows what Viacom CBS will do to your ass. I know it sounds like I'm a hypocrite for trying to watch the Spongebob spin-off movie leak in full, but come on, man, it's not like we're expecting it here. But when you hear an attractive phrase and it has the word leak in it, it's gonna get attention. And this Deuce guy says he doesn't care what happens. He literally says it in the post. He's like, fuck it, full SpongeBob SquarePants, saving Bikini Bottom, the Sandy Cheeks movie leak. He don't care what happens, as long as he got the views and likes and reposts. If he really does get hit with an infringement case and starts to play the victim because of that, I would not be surprised. I just hope that he's living in reality and not on Twitter, because real life consequences won't get you Twitter all the time. I'm not wishing it on him, but I'm just saying, if he goes to prison because of leaking the SpongeBob movie, I would not be surprised. I wouldn't be dropping my jaw over it. But yeah, I'm not spoiling what happens. I'm not risking a copyright infringement on myself over it, but Jesus Christ. Imagine that. I risk a copyright infringement for leaking info on a kid's movie. That's more ridiculous than the movie leak itself. I swear to God. Again, if you think I'm a hypocrite for trying to watch the unreleased SpongeBob movie, you're entitled to it. Honestly, it would be like that Mr. Krabs scene where he presses the remote while the guy is watching the movie that isn't even in the theaters yet, and he says, "Show's over, cheapskate," and then he rewinds the guy's brain from watching the movie. I bet Viacom CBS is feeling that way right now. But that's all I have to say. Like and subscribe for more, and let's get the road to 1K subs going. I can feel the ad money already. Maybe I really am like Mr. Krabs, Money, money, money. Anyways, I'll see you on the next one. Peace out.